Hello, welcome home to Eden. This is Eve Christoph, your Love Life Muse. Stick with me for this hottest news and subscribe to this channel to get somewhere new. So the topic today is, how do you keep your cougar? Are you one of those guys who loves older women, who gets all the benefits because older women love you? Well, I had this amazing experience with a younger guy, 18 years younger than me, and it was so fun because he knew the secrets to keeping a cougar happy. And he did not do these 10 mistakes that most guys who want to date older women do fall into. So I want to go over the 10 things not to do if you're into a cougar woman and you're really in love and you want to keep her, okay? Because she's going to leave you if you do these things. And actually, you can, even if you do these things, you can correct them pretty fast if you listen to this video. Okay, get to number 10 because you're going to need all of these. Okay, number 1. All right, we're talking about, okay, first of all, what's a cougar? An older woman who loves younger men and who's somehow attracting them a lot, All right, so now you're going to need to keep polarity going, right? That's that energy of attraction where there's feminine and masculine polarity, right? That's sexy. But what happens naturally with younger men and older women is that all the gifts that an older woman has, the younger guy starts wanting those gifts. No, of course, she's got wisdom and she's got experience and she's got a grounded life and she probably has her own finances and all kinds of things that the younger guy may not have together yet. So what you're going to do is become aware of what destroys polarity and turns her into the man. If she starts having to be masculine with you, that's going to stop her from wanting to be sexy with you. So, first archetype that she will fall into easily is mother. But that's going to be, instead of mother, she will be like abundant nurturer if you keep the polarity balance. So there's things like how you deal with food, with cooking. Are you sharing cooking or are you wanting her just to cook for you? How you treat her boobs. Do you want to like really ravish them in a sexy way, or do you want to suckle like a baby? Nostalgia, are you really into mourning the past and wishing things were like they were in your childhood or your youth? That will, take you out of the moment and make you seem like somebody who wants to be a child still and isn't interested in being a full man. And of course, since you're on the journey of becoming more and more of your man's self, she's going to need to feel like you're going forward, not backwards. Okay, so so those are the things to be aware of so that she doesn't fall into mother and stays just, nurturing and in that way that friends and lovers are, that's sexy. Number 2, therapist. So if you have a lot of anger at your parents, or your past, or how your life turned out, and you have like self-pity, or just rage you haven't dealt with, and you're trying to process it with her. She's an older woman, she's had a lot of experience, so she's going to start therapizing you, trying to help you, fix you. Now she's no longer, the more you turn her into mama or therapist, she loses her sexual appetite for you, and once again, you're becoming younger and younger in her eyes. But you want to show your innate wisdom, your incredible, there's so many benefits to being a young guy with an older woman, and that's why she chose you in the first place. Number 3, healer. Okay, so say you've had PTSD and body aches and pains from your job, you know, and when you come over there, you're like, oh, you give me a massage, or oh, I'm just having this PTSD from the war I was in. She's gonna turn herself into healer. She's gonna try to like, oh, I'll heal you. Once again, she gets into healer mode. She's not going to be feeling sexy towards you unless, of course, we all heal each other in relationships. So are you returning the therapizing? Are you returning massages? Are you giving her time to share her day and her traumas and her fears? And are you there for her in a way that's giving her advice? Like this young guy I was with, he was so wise. You know, some people are just young and it doesn't matter what age they are, they just have this amazing wisdom. Okay, so let's talk about number 4. Are you turning her into counselor? Because if she's got to be counselor, that means you've started to ask, what do I do with my life? I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what to or how to go forward. I know what I want, but I don't know how. And now she's like, oh, you know, she's got all this life experience. Oh, you just do this, you just do that. Once again, counselor is not friend, and you know, cohort. Counselor is now, she's got a client, a client on her hands. Clients are not people you have sex with. So come on, don't turn yourself into a client, a child. Okay, number 5, coach. If you've turned her into coach, that happened when you had around her like low self-esteem, dietary problems, you couldn't figure out what to eat, lack of exercise, lack of discipline, and now she's like, okay, all you need to do is do your, you know, go to the gym and pump your iron at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then you can eat this for breakfast so that you gain muscle. And now she's coach, and she is also not feeling sexy towards you. And also remember, you're not feeling so sexy towards her. You're ruining your sexual appetite when you turn her into mother, therapist, healer, or counselor, or coach. Number 6, friend. So are you talking about other girlfriends in her presence? Are you reminiscing about, you know, those great times you had that you're missing, and you just wish, oh gosh, I wish my life was like that. Now she feels like she's not enough, and you're putting her in the friend zone as if she's not a woman who's there with you. So, let's see. Get this out of my way. So, next, you don't want to do that. Don't friend zone her. Don't treat her like she's not a woman right there with you who needs to be flirted with and treated with total attention. Now, if you're in multiple relationships, I think the secret is, can you be completely passionate and focused on the person you're with? Can the other relationships you're in bring you more love to the one you're with, and so that you're more present? But if you're texting other women, and you're thinking about other women, you're having sex and you're fantasizing about other people, just come on, just let her go. Like don't waste her time, okay? Because let's be present with the one we're with. That is a total drag when guys friend zone you with their other girlfriend stories. Okay, so number 7, sex worker versus lover. So are you expecting favors? Are you expecting to just be able to do your cock-centered sex thing without returning the energy every single time in equal measure for what she wants? And have you even asked what she wants? Sometimes, you know, this whole thing about friction and cocks going on, and this idea that a guy should last forever is really not good for us women. Like, it just doesn't respect our delicacy and our juices, and you know what we need is hands, you know, mouths, oral sex, cuddling, emotionality, rolling, laughing, dancing. You know, that's what the woman really needs. So are you returning every time you're sexual, the energy to her for what she wants? Because if you're not, if you're expecting all these favors, do this for me, do that for me, you're turning her into a sex worker instead of a sex lover. That's how she's going to start to feel, like it's work, okay? So, oh my God, you would never want to do that. The guy I spent time with was so awesome. I wish I got to do another video on how to do all this the reverse like he did. Okay, So now let's see. Number 8, spiritual minister. Okay, so now say you're feeling a little bit of like a life mission crisis and needing spiritual, getting onto your spiritual path and how to do that. It's valid that you want the help of older women, and just, you could have other older women who are your friends or counselors, therapists, healers that you go to and pay, by the way, so that they don't have to help the baby who won't give back to them. We're just tired as women of giving, without getting back to. So that's valid to want that from older women, but not from your lover woman, okay? No. There's ways to be friends. You're going to be healers to each other, counselors, coaches, in ways that are naturally loving and kind, but it's going to have a subtlety to it that's always reciprocal and always very much where you're empowered instead of disempowering yourself with, I just don't know, and I'm helpless, and I'm the baby, and you got to fix it, right? So the minister nun, when she's trying to like help you find your life mission, or say that she's become the center of your life and your life mission, it just doesn't work. There's a saying that says what women need is the man to have his own train that she can get on at times, because most women, we have our own train, especially older women. We've got our own train, and we are able to get on and off it, and we don't want the guy on our train. We don't. It just doesn't work. You got to have your own train she can get on. And that's your spiritual mission. That's how life is meaningful to you. What gives you power and passion in your whole expression. Okay, number 9, maid. You do not want to leave messes coming over there, being wild and wonderful and having a playful time and messing up the bed and all the kitchen. That's great, as long as you spend the time to clean it up, or bring energy over, bring food over. But if you turn her into somebody who's having to go behind you, every towel, when you take a shower, you just leave it rumpled, or leaving things on the floor she's got to trip over, now she's becoming maid, guarantee you she's going to start seeing you as somebody really immature. And that won't be good for your ability to keep your cougar. Okay. Number 10, jailer. So, okay, you don't want to be each other's jailers. Nobody wants to be anybody's jailer. No way. But how does this happen? This happens somewhere in there with, first of all, financial problems. If you don't have your finances together, it doesn't mean you can't date a woman just because she's richer than you or more together that way. It's just that if you start depending on her, she's gonna get really in those roles of mommy, counselor, helper, all that, because she's like, oh my God, this guy doesn't have it together. I got to take care of him. So once again, either she's going to get into like really being controlling and jailing over you, like, so now this is how it's going to be. And this is what you can and can't do. And this comes into fidelity too, because the jailer thing comes into like, are you saying to her, are you her jailer, saying you have to be monogamous with me or I will not be there with you? She's older than you, right? So unless there's another thing to keep in mind. If a woman's going to be monogamous, you got to really make it worth her while. And with the women who are happily monogamous, they're usually married. They've to the man. They're having a whole life together, or he's financially supporting her, or they're such powerful spiritual partners in creativity together that they're just so intimate. There's just no room for other people. You have to have so much going on with a woman for it to be worth her while to be monogamous. If you think you're going to come along and just like have some wine, take her out to dinner, and have sex, fuck in your own way, instead of on her terms and all that and all these things I'm talking about, you just want to have this thing and then ask her to be monogamous, or I'm not doing this unless you're monogamous. It's insane. It's just like, for her, it's ridiculous. What's really in it for her? you know, a couple of dinners and some wine to give up her freedom, her ability to connect with people, all the people who love her and help her and who are intimate with her. No. So this is a cougar woman. This is a woman who's, you know, high value, got a whole lot of life going on. So, jailer thing, that's when you say you can be open, you know, take care of yourself, baby, but think of me the whole time type of thing. You know, it frees her heart to love you because she's just like so thankful that you're not trying to own her and you still will love her in a way that allows her to be all of who she is without having to sacrifice so much for you. And then, you know, she's not your jailer either. You're free to keep exploring and growing because you're a young man. You have a lot to learn and grow from and people to know and adventures to have. But say you fall deeply in love, like my friends up on the mountain, this incredible couple, this cougar woman with this really young guy, and they're running a farm together. And they've been together for years. I think it's 7 or 8 years now. They're married and they have another kid. And they're so happy, you know, because their missions are aligned. So it can happen that your cougar falls in love with you, and you keep the balance, and you have learned how to receive her gifts, celebrate her gifts, give your gifts without turning her into your mother, therapist, healer, counselor, coach, friend, sex worker, spiritual minister, nun, maid, or jailer. Because you've gone elsewhere for those roles. And you're bringing out instead the gypsy wild woman, the lover archetype, the artist cohort, the adventure, the co-adventurer, the passionate partner, the co-collaborator, co-creator, playmate, wild thing. You know, these are the ways what you want to bring out in her. So congratulations to you and my lover boyfriend who gave me so much in all the ways he was able to maneuver. It's difficult to maneuver all this as a young man, and some guys can do it. And if the guy I met could do it, you could too. You could. Totally. But keep this all in mind, okay, love? Because cougars are the best. What I say is stick with me, baby. I'm the best. Okay, love. Take care. Subscribe to this channel. Okay.